By the Mortgage Bankers Association find applications for a mortgage to purchase a home falling 12% last week, while applications to refinance a home dropped 7%. This all comes as the rate for a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage jumped from 6.77% to 6.82% in the past 2 weeks.
A key inflation indicator shows wholesale prices held steady last month. The Producer Price Index, which measures how much it costs to make certain goods, was unchanged, according to numbers out today from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Economists had been expecting an increase of 0.2%. Supporting single mothers all month long, the Hope Network partnering with the Milwaukee Fire Department to collect baby supplies across the city. Milwaukee Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky.
Well, we're here at one singular firehouse. Every fire station in the city of Milwaukee is going to be collecting, and I think we provided with the press release a listing of all those stations and all the addresses. So you can go to any station, go to your neighborhood station, go to one that might be near your work, wherever you want to go. We'll accept these much needed donations.
You can find the full list of participating fire stations on our website, WTMJ.com. The Milwaukee Night Market has been canceled tonight over concerns related to severe weather this evening. Organizers say the market will be rescheduled for October 1st. The next night market will be held on Wisconsin Avenue August 13th. Your complete WTMJ 5-day forecast coming up in less than 5 minutes. 2025 ESPYs happening tonight in Los Angeles, hosted by comedian Shane Gillis. The ESPN Awards Show honors the year's top athletes and sports moments. Show airs at 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC and will stream on ESPN+. Time for news now about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is up 22 points. NASDAQ up 5. S&P 500 is up 2. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:03.
I'm Jim Token, representing the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. There are so many reasons to service your car or truck and buy your next vehicle at one of the 115 Adam member dealers. Adam dealers employ more than 6,500 people in southeastern Wisconsin, which supports thousands of local families. Adam also contributes to many local charities. For example, Adam recently completed their Change Your Oil, Change Lives promotion, benefiting Feeding America of Eastern Wisconsin. Over the past 15 years, they've raised over $953,000, which provided more than 3.8 million meals to people in southeastern Wisconsin, the majority being children and seniors. These are just a few reasons to service your car or truck and buy your next vehicle from an Adam member dealer instead of a national online company with no ties to our community. To find an Adam member dealer, visit adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
Tony Evers and the Madison Democrats are too weak and too radical. But the same old career politicians can't stop them.
I'm Bill Berrien, a former Navy SEAL and Wisconsin manufacturer. I'm an outsider and a businessman, just like President Trump. I'm running for governor to advance the Trump agenda, shake up Madison, and put Wisconsin citizens first.
Let's fire the bureaucrats. Hire the outsider. Bill Berrien for governor. Paid for by Bill for Governor.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. National League beat the AL in the first ever All-Star Game swing-off. Brewers pitchers Trevor McGill and Jacob Mizorowski combined to toss an inning and a third of shutout baseball. Brewers players on the All-Star red carpet were well-dressed thanks to one of their teammates.
There is a suit designer in L.A. that Kristin Yelich has come to know.
And he was put to work, according to Brewers.com writer Adam McCalvy. Easier said than done for the 6'8 Trevor McGill and 6'7 Jacob Mizorowski, a last-minute add to the roster.
He apparently was able to come up with a custom suit that was going to be delivered in Atlanta. And there's going to be a little Bob Uecker flair in there with something plaid, a little Pokemon, because Mizorowski's a Pokemon guy. And it's incredible they did this on short notice. So, Kristin Yelich to the rescue.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Brewers resume their regular season Friday night in Los Angeles against the Dodgers. Bucks will be back on the court tonight in Sin City. Milwaukee will continue its Las Vegas Summer League schedule against the Bulls. Bucks are 1-2 so far this summer after beating the Nuggets and losing to the Cavaliers and Clippers. Team's final opponent will be based on the final standings. Packers kick off training camp later this week. Green Bay's rookies will report to Lambeau Field to begin camp Friday. Veterans set to arrive Monday. Team's first preseason game will be August 9th at home against the Jets. Taking You look at the roads now with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. I-94 East at Highway 175 North. We do have a lane closure there. There's a crash. It is blocking the left lane. Look for slowing in that area. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy and humid today with afternoon and evening showers and storms likely. Some could be severe with a high today of 87. Showers and storms early tonight, mostly cloudy overnight with a low of 63. Maybe some sprinkles in the morning, then clearing skies and a high of 72. Mostly sunny Friday with a high of 74. Partly cloudy Saturday, a chance of a scattered storm on Saturday with a high of 80. And then Sunday, partly cloudy skies, just a slight chance of rain and a high of 77. It's 79 in Madison, 78 in Green Bay, and 79 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:07.
Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue. It's time for Point Taken. Here are your hosts, Steve Scaffidi and Kristin Brey.
Guess what today is?
It's hump day.
There is no doubt that it is hump day today because I'm going to make this a thing again. We're going to recreate, rebrand, whatever we need to do, the essence and the value and the significance of hump day as we celebrate radio, old school radio. Kristin Brey has been off for 2 days. Now, I will tell you this, Kristin Brey, and by the way, welcome back to the show. You look fantastic.
Thanks.
You look rested and refreshed. You're wearing all black for some strange reason. I'm not sure why. Were you wearing that this morning when you came in?
I was. I did not bring an extra outfit to change into for radio.
Yeah, although some people here do, I've heard. Anyway, so you were off for a bit.
For 2 days.
Yes. I'm not going to ask you what you did. I talked about it a little bit yesterday. I know you were at Ishnal like I was last week. How was your Ishnal experience?
It was wonderful. First time being there. It was
Awesome.
wonderful. What a unique location.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
beautiful.
It is the best. Great partner at WTMJ. Great food. Great atmosphere. The setting is unreal. You drive into that driveway.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, great marketing along the way as they have all their little signage and all their little factoids about their great.
How many awards they've won?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well done, Bob Prosser and all the folks at Ishnal. Service is amazing. Which there's actually a story in that we'll probably get to at some point.
Yeah.
Not unique just to them, but to the entire Dells community. They're doing something right in that area. But I'm going to ask you this question. Because we'll do something fun at the start of the show. Not that we don't do fun things throughout the show.
We also have Ask Us Anything, so we're going to end with some fun stuff as well.
What did you learn while you were away? What did you process? What did you observe? What did you hear? What was asked of you? How did you develop as a person, intellectually or physically, or what did you...
In 4 days?
In 4 days, from your time off from the show. Because there's a lot of big fans of you, I've learned, as you left. For a couple days. People like, where's Kristin at? What's she doing? She's taking some time. Do they ask about where I am when I'm off? I doubt it. It's like, God bless him, he's off.
What did I learn? I don't know. I mean, it was an interesting combination of events. We said goodbye to the house that my parents have lived in for the last 16 years.
That's a big deal.
Because they're closing. They have to be out of their house on August 8th and into their new place. And I think the nostalgia of that, and my parents lived there for as long as they lived in the house that we grew up in Madison. And so there's a lot of memories there. And so there was some nostalgia wrapped around that. I think I'll say this. The great reminder of spending time with your significant other, especially when you have small kids. So over the weekend we were with my parents and my family in Wisconsin Rapids. But then on Monday, we made a day date in Wisconsin Dells. And it was his idea to do a battle of the sexes. And so we went mini golfing and we tied. Have you ever tied in mini golf?
I don't think so.
So we had to flip a coin and he won the coin flip. So he got that one. And then we went go-karting. And
you probably cleaned him up.
I cleaned him up because he's about 60 pounds heavier than me.
Yeah. The weight is a fact. Light guys always do well. That's why many of those racers are small guys.
And then at the end of the night, we went to Showboat, which is still the spot for all of the. We asked our waitress at Ishnala, what's the go-to spot? She said Showboat's still the place where all the service industry people go at like 12:30 at night.
Yeah.
And we played darts. and he beat me. I was very close, but he beat me.
So he won 2-1 in your little battle of the sexes.
He
right?
won, yeah, but one was a coin flip.
Yeah.
But it was a nice reminder that sometimes you just need to spend some quality time with your person, even though like everything feels like you're just going through the motions of your life and your week and your jobs and your kids, and to slow down and have some like playfulness. Is a good thing.
That's why having time off, as much as people, look, I talk to a lot of listeners away from the show, emails, texts, whatever, and they don't like generally when the hosts are gone, because they sort of get used to you. It's part of their day, their routine, whether it's at work or at home, whatever. Retirees, whatever, they love listening to whatever you're doing generally, because they're typically people that listen to WTMJ all day, and good job you. But you have to get away from it to sort of separate, because you know this, especially we talk about politics. Mm-hmm. It'll drain all of your energy if you let it, especially modern politics, which, as I've said, and I had a long-winded answer to this question Monday or Tuesday when somebody texted me. It's like, how can you talk about politics when you basically I say that politics is nonsense and absurdity? It's because I'm trying to course correct the conversation. And that's basically my answer. I refuse to give in to this nonsense. I refuse to give in to the fact that people want to dumb down our politics, want to dumb down elected officials, even though a lot of them are dumb. I don't want to give in to that. So this show, our work, is a sort of course correction on that. And that's what I take joy out of. But I also understand this stuff is all consuming. It'll rot your brain. It'll make you, and I said this on Twitter the other day, if you constantly defend the absurd, you become the very thing you're defending. You become absurd. It's like crying wolf, or you just become nonsense because you're talking about nonsense and defending nonsense all the time.
But I also think there's something, not even to that, how far that is, of like always needing to have a take.
Yeah,
on all of the things that are happening, of just what, and that's different than just reporting on the news, right? Like closer to what you and I do, whether it's on the show, thinking about what I'm going to write for my column every week. It's like, what do I have to say about this that is interesting and worth sharing, that people are actually going to care about? And like knowing enough about it, having a smart take on it, so you're not just like flying off the handle and having opinions about something you don't really understand or know about, which I think is different than, we're not defending anything, but it's a choice. It's a choice to live like this.
Yeah, but we enjoy it.
We do.
I said I miss you when you're gone, and hopefully you miss me when I'm gone.
While you were gone,
because I like the banter. It's something that it's sort of refreshing. And I'm going to quote my old boss, Steve Wexler. We always search for the dazzling detail, right? The uniqueness of the conversation, because that's sort of what people they'll stop. Oh, did you hear what Kristin just said? Did you hear what Scaffidi just said? What's he talking about? Or whatever, wherever they take that. And the search for that inspiration, uniqueness is sort of the quest for the Holy Grail when it comes to talk. And I'm a huge fan of radio. I grew up as a teenager listening to Larry King overnight, falling asleep to it, Brewers broadcasts, all of that stuff. I'm consumed by radio. So you're not going to offend me by saying that it's a dying thing, because I don't think it is. It's changing. You and I are working on projects that are nothing to do with what the actual talking, but just sort of a refresh or a rebrand of how shows and conversation happen. I'm so excited about that stuff. That's what brings me to the mic every day. So thanks for providing that inspiration.
Good.
You were missed.
Well, I'm glad to be back.
All right, enough of the positives. I'll rip you in the next segment. She is Kristin Brey. We got lots more to talk about, including, no surprise, the Epstein thing just keeps
not going away.
When you lose Mike Johnson, whew, you lost something. More after this.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max, keeping you updated on culture and creativity.
You can literally roll with that flow and you're not left out if the text is presented in an engaging way.
The play begins when the audience walks in the room. And the purpose of a play is to create community, as is the church, as is going to a Bucks game, right?
I love that.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max, weeknights at 6 on WTMJ.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scaffidi for Advent. I've told you about Advent. I was a customer before I was a spokesperson. It changed my life. It can change yours. I know that you've heard me talk about this a lot, but when you're talking about your sleep and your life and your health in some cases, making sure your nose works properly is important. Making sure you sleep through the night, uninterrupted, without distress, without waking up, you or your bed partner, those are big things. I went to Advent 5 years ago now. 30-minute visit. They asked my questions. They put me at ease. They did a really simple sleep study with me at home in my own bed. They determined my problem. Very common sinuses and nasal passages. Bottom line is, I breathe as good as I ever have, and my wife Kathy and I sleep through the whole night. Not just about you, it's about your bed partner as well. If you struggle like I used to, take the time to see how Advent can help you. To find out breathing well and sleeping well can make your nights better, go to adventknows.com and schedule an appointment today, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
It's here, the largest vacation sale in the nation. Fox World Travel's exclusive July sale is back. Score unbeatable deals at all-inclusive resorts with Apple Vacations to Mexico and the Caribbean with non-stop flights. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO and mention you heard it on WTMJ. Book now and secure your spot with just a deposit. The sale ends July 25th. Don't miss out.
Welcome back to Point Taken. I am Kristin, Brey, back from vacation, here with Steve Scaffidi. And one thing that did not die down while I was out of town, and certainly I could not escape because it is still everywhere, it's really something fascinating to watch, no matter where you fall on this issue. In the news cycle that we have, how long this Epstein file debacle, as far as the Trump administration, how they're handling it, has lasted. Like, I was thinking about this because just yesterday, I don't think we're going to talk about it, but Vance Bolter, the man who killed, or allegedly, actually, no, not even allegedly, because that was the story, is that he admitted it.
Right.
The Minnesota lawmaker and her husband and shot.
He has admitted it.
Yeah,
Yes.
but I was thinking about that. I was like, that was when you were out of town that happened. And like, for such a shocking story, how we just kind of like within the week moved on and we're talking about the next thing versus the Epstein files and this case that this is going on a week and a half, because it was a Sunday, the previous Sunday when the Axios leaked memo came out. And so we're still talking about it. It doesn't seem to be dying down. And so the most recent revelation was that House Speaker Mike Johnson on Tuesday joined the chorus of Trump-friendly voices urging the administration to release files related to the notorious sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. He went on the Benny Johnson podcast.
Yeah, popular podcast,
saying that he also thinks that we should put this to bed and that he wants transparency. But to be fair, he also voted with the Republicans who blocked the motion to try to get whatever does exist released.
Which this story is not going away. I was chatting with Bill McCoshen, and Bill correctly last week on the show, on Friday's show with Joe, said this story is not looking good. They have not handled this well, they being the Trump administration and people around him. And somebody asked me this question yesterday in the text line, and I'll answer it again today. The reason the president can request the story to go away all he wants. The reason this is a story is because he made it a story. Throughout the campaign, for years, he's been talking about this. And I said yesterday, and
also the people in his sphere,
yes,
even more so than he has the Kash Patels, the Don Benginos, Pam Bondi, Benny John, like all of these, like the influencers and the people in the administration have been hounding this story.
So while you were gone, Monday, I played 20 to 30-second clips for every person in his administration, and it was a long list, saying what you just said.
J.D. Vance, I don't know if he has anything on air, but he's got plenty of tweets talking about it.
I had everybody. Vice President, Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, and Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, everybody. And even now Tucker Carlson has come over to this side, which has basically released the information. But I asked this question along with that information. Does it change anything? No. People are like, no, not really. Matter of fact, I did a post on this, on our show post. And what do you think the response was from, you could guess this, from Trump supporters, when I basically fact-checked them on all the things that the president himself and all supporters said about Epstein and the fact that it should just go away? What do you think their response was? What name did they use in their response
Oh, like Joe Biden?
Absolutely.
But it's interesting. But this is where it's because I think there's some people who are still like will not turn their backs on the president. But this is the first case out of so many other things that have happened in the 10 years that Trump has been in our politics. This being the first thing that people who are loyalists to him setting their hats on fire, like actually starting to say, I regret voting for you. And it's fast, like the psychology behind it is fascinating to me that this is the line. And I don't know if it's because this story taps into the people who are the most conspiratorial.
Sure.
And, it's like a lot of the QAnon people and the people who have been so convinced that there is this class of pedophiles that are the powerful, no matter their their political leaning,
Bill
and
Clinton,
without having
Hillary
that
Clinton,
catharsis
all these names
of finally getting that. It's like, what is the term called when you finally have to like face reality?
Revelation.
I don't know. There's something. It's something.
Meteor.
Yeah, it's just like it's or our inability to do that, right? Because like this is there's like the lines of. It's a lot easier to lie to someone than to convince them that they've been lied to.
I think this is a three-legged stool. This is certainly the big one. The other two, these are the vulnerabilities of this president and his administration. This one, certainly Epstein. It's not going away. The press, I'm challenging journalists.
Democrats have finally found something they can sink their teeth into,
Absolutely.
too.
The other two are tariffs and their impact on consumer prices. I know it's not a sexy one, but when you start paying more for furniture, cars, rents, whatever, food, that's a big one. And the third one is national debt deficit. This is an administration who said we're going to fix that problem.
Average person, I think prices is one thing. Do you think the average person, when they're so used to being gouged by prices, is actually thinking about the national debt?
I hope they do, because we are saddling future generations with incredible debt. And for your generation and younger, programs that are so vital to the success of people as they age out of the workforce, Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, are at risk because of this spiraling national deficit.
But they're also spiraling because everyone runs on lower taxes.
Yeah, bad policy, yes.
Like I posted that video of when Evers cursed on our show last week. And on TikTok, it kind of went off. And as you can imagine, a lot of people who are big fans of Evers, a lot of people who are not. But someone made the very false claim that Evers has raised taxes, which year over year over year in his tenure, taxes have gone down. We're at some of the lowest tax burden in Wisconsin history.
Well, you can't ignore the work of the legislature.
Oh, no. But yes, I mean, it's not just Evers.
Right.
But it's just false that under Evers, taxes have gone up.
False.
Our tax burden has gone down. But look at everything else that has gone down with it. Like, we don't have enough money to fund some of these vital things, because what needs to pay for that? Taxes.
There are key, core, essential things that a government must raise taxes for and fund. Highways is like the most obvious because most of us drive on them all the time. There's many other things. You can be anti-government. You can be pro-Doge. You can be, chop it all, cut it down, whatever. Use whatever phrase you want to use. But at the end of the day, there are certain things, health and safety, that we have to pay for. And to not acknowledge that means you're not taking anything seriously, and I can't take you seriously. It's simple as that. Kristin, Brey, Steve Scaffidi, point taken. You get the point? I think you do. More after this.
When it rains, it pours. But sometimes it hails. Or worse.
That tornado warning again is for Fond du Lac and Dodge County. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect right now.
Keep us within reach for Fleet Farm Storm Team alerts.
Even if a tornado does not touch down, we know that there are powerful straight line winds.
On 620 WTMJ and WTMJ.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ. Steve Scaffidi here. Will rates go up or down? That's a big question. We'll know more on July 30th. That's when the Fed announces its next rate decision. If you're wondering how the Fed's announcement will impact your decisions, from buying a new home to planning your investments, join Annex Wealth Management's Chief Economist, Dr. Brian Jacobson, and yours truly at Instant Insight at 3 p.m. on July 30th. Instant Insight is when Annex goes live after important announcements like the Fed's announcements. With their reaction, explain what it means for you and your money. When it comes to your financial future, a bit of expert insight could help you understand what's going on. These are very popular. More people than ever are signing up for these, so you want to get in early. Visit WTMJ.com or events at annexwealth.com. Always a great place to start. Just a quick tip, click on the Get Started button. And register now for Instant Insight, the Fed and the Markets, June 30th, 3 p.m. live after the Fed announcement. Register now. Visit WTMJ.com or the events page at annexwealth.com. Register now for Instant Insight, the Fed and the Markets, July 30th at 3 p.m. live.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
I'm Matt Dorner, CEO of Milwaukee Downtown Bid 21. Our business leaders value downtown Milwaukee.
We're proud to call downtown Milwaukee our home for over a century. I'm Mary Ellen Stanek, president of Baird Funds. As one of downtown's largest employers, Baird has a deep dedication to the community here. You could say we're invested in downtown's success.
Get down to business at MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit BigFishContracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
I had the great opportunity and fortune to interview outgoing Packers president Mark Murphy.
This is very cool.
I loved it. He was fantastic. We talked for about a half hour yesterday. We're going to publish it next Monday, probably next Monday on all of our platforms, and they'll be on the website. But we're going to tease a little bit. I just want to share some of this, our conversation. We've had such great success, such great leadership, whether it's the organizational leadership, the general managers, the coaches. Obviously, Vince Lombardi comes to mind. Quarterbacks. Are we spoiled as Packers fans?
You said it, not me.
Just a quick clip. I just love that. And he was so honest and refreshingly funny. And we spent, like I said, a half hour. All things Packers, the past, the future, his retirement. Interesting. We'll tease this throughout the week as we lead up to our publishing next Monday. What he's doing next, not well known, but super cool.
Oh, he told you.
Oh, yes. Very cool. So we'll break that in a tease post this week. So watch for it on all of our...
Had you talked to him before? Or did you just randomly reach out to him and he was like, yeah, sure, I'll do your podcast?
Real quick, because I don't have a ton of time. I've interviewed him before on my 2 or 3 iterations of the show before. Okay. Real quick interviews. And when I was working in PR, we did the public relations, the opening of the new enhanced pro shop. So we worked closely with him on that. I forget
you worked in PR.
Yeah. It was a short.
You're better at promoting our show.
Well, you're just throwing the hammers down here. What in the world? All right.
Anyways, that's very cool. That's very cool. You get to talk to him. So Monday it's coming out.
And also,
how can people find your podcast? Scaffidi.
Wherever they get their podcasts, it's available everywhere. You can subscribe. Go all the platforms or at WTMJ.com.
Or if they text Steve.
That's right.
855-616-1620.
I got a lot of damn podcasts.
Send the link right to you. All
right, you want to walk us into the news?
I don't know. You're so good at it.
All right, local news coming up. I don't even know who's doing it, but before we get to that, here's the latest from ABC.
ABC News, I'm Mike Dubusky. A mixed picture for the economy. The Consumer Price Index released earlier this week showed a slight rise in inflation, but ABC's Jim Ryan says the Producer Price Index tells a different story.
The PPI is an indicator of inflation up the supply chain at the manufacturer level. And in June, producer prices were flat compared with the month before. Analysts say the conflicting PPI and consumer price indexes suggest that President Trump's tariffs are taking only a marginal bite out of the economy.
Rain alerts today from West Virginia to New Jersey. ABC News Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z.
We just got that super-saturated historic rain for some in the Northeast, and this afternoon we've got more slow-moving thunderstorms. So Northwest New Jersey on flood alert, 2-inch-per-hour rainfall rates coming again this afternoon.
It comes as a storm system along the Gulf Coast continues to grow, expected to dump large amounts of rain, maybe even develop into a tropical storm. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:31. I'm Connie Weber. The mayor of Franklin, John Nelson, notified residents of a data breach that happened about a year ago. An unauthorized third party attempted to access the city's network in August of 2024. Mayor says there's no indication personal data was leaked, but in a letter told residents certain sensitive information could have been exposed. It's not known how many people may have been affected. Former Wisconsin Badger and South Dakota State football player Nate White apparently died of natural causes, a sudden medical event that affected his breathing and heart. The 20-year-old Milwaukee native was found unresponsive at his home in Brookings, South Dakota, late last month. A balloon release was held for White July 3rd at Rufus King High School in Milwaukee. Air quality alert in effect from noon till 7 p.m. for the lakeside counties in Wisconsin, Sheboygan, Ozaukee, Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha counties. People who have asthma or other respiratory challenges should limit time outdoors, reduce intense outdoor activities, and move activities indoors. Time for news about your money and the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow was down 109 points, 43,914. The Nasdaq down 68 at 20,609. S&P 500 down 18 points at 6,225. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Take a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We have a new crash. This is going to be on a ramp from County K to I-41 North. I-43 South at Lapham Street. The right shoulder there blocked due to a disabled vehicle. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy, humid today with afternoon and evening storms likely. Some could be severe with a high today of 87. Showers and storms early tonight, then mostly cloudy overnight with a low 63. A few sprinkles tomorrow, then clearing up. High Thursday 72. Sunny and 74 on Friday. A chance of a scattered storm on Saturday. Partly cloudy with a high of 80 and then just a slight chance of rain Sunday. High of 77. Madison 79, Green Bay 78, and 79 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:33.
We see you out there making the most of every moment, one big, bright idea at a time. At Blaine's, we're glad to be part of it by offering best-in-class products and solutions at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like $30 off a 6-gallon Craftsman wet dry vac, 10% off assorted Leviton electrical supplies. Rewards members save 15%. Rust-Oleum 2X spray paint, buy 2, get 1 free. Plus, rewards members get free same-day delivery on pet orders of $49 or more. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Are you or a loved one facing addiction? The Wisconsin Addiction Recovery Helpline offers free and confidential support 24/7. Powered by 211 Wisconsin, local trained specialists can help connect you with local service providers for treatment, peer support, harm reduction tools, and more. Call 211, text your zip code to 898-211 or chat at 211wisconsin.org. Help is waiting. Sponsored by United Way of Wisconsin.
The historic Fox and Hound Supper Club is the most beautiful and affordable summer dining destination. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Listen to this. This Saturday only, enjoy a 10-ounce prime rib with a mixed grill of 3 shrimp, 3 scallops, and 4-ounce grilled salmon topped with garlic butter and all the sides for $69.99. And that's for 2 dinners. That's right, 2 world-class dinners for $69.99. Relax with a cold beverage on that patio in the woods, then your free dinner in one of the 8 unique, beautiful dining rooms. The Fox and Hounds off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the Holy Hill Shrine. That drive through the Connemara Forest is absolutely gorgeous. And this Saturday only, enjoy 2 prime rib, shrimp, scallop, and salmon dinners for just $69.99. That's ridiculously good. Desserts are always buy one, get one free, and they're fantastic. Great service, great food, but call and reserve today for your free Saturday dinner. The famous Fox and Hounds.
Oh, hump day, everybody. How can I forget the fabulous Connie Weber doing our news on Monday, Wednesday, Friday here on WTMJ. 620 WTMJ, Kristin Brey alongside. Back in the saddle, as they say. after a well-deserved couple days off. And I'll be off next Thursday and Friday. I'm doing the show Wednesday and then going to the airport and flying to Vegas. What a surprise.
Is this your second Vegas trip of the year? Or
second, yeah. And then we have another one in August. I have 4 trips.
I love that you just love Vegas this much.
Yeah, I do.
Who loves it more, you or Kathy?
I think Kathy. She's actually has an extra trip with one of the daughters. So she's
doing 4 or 5.
She might have 6 this year.
6 Vegas trips? Kathy.
What does that tell you?
Woo.
Yeah, so she's a big fan. All right. I heard the morning show, Eric and this week, Telly Hughes in for Vince Vitrano talking about this story. And it's the sort of finalizing some of the DOJ cuts
rescission
at the Senate level. Rescission is the official term. And one of the pieces that we want to kind of focus on for the next few minutes is the impact on public broadcasting, NPR, national primarily, although some of that filters down to local. It's an interesting debate. And you asked me a great question. I'm going to have you just repose it during the break on what this all means. They don't get a ton of their funding from the federal government, but they get some.
They do get, and when you're a nonprofit like that, it matters.
Oh,
but
every dollar matters.
So just to bring everyone up to speed. So the Senate voted yesterday to advance Trump's request to claw back $9 billion in foreign aid and federal funding for public broadcasting. It was a 51-50 vote. So J.D. Vance had to come in and break the tie again because it was Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, and Mitch McConnell all broke with their party and voted with Democrats. But the whole thing right now is that they need to get this done and to President Trump's desk by Friday to avoid the filibuster.
Right.
So they're pushing forward, and obviously the foreign aid is a different thing. But as far as our conversation right now, obviously PBS and NPR institutions when it comes to our media landscape. And while I think I just looked this up, so I think it's one's 1% to 2%, and the other one's 15%.
It's a big number.
And now I lost which one's which. I had it up and then I can't find it. But my question is, so ultimately, even though without federal funding, they're not going to shut down entirely.
No.
Right, because they have enough funding from other sources that it's not just we're going to turn the lights off if this goes through. But it's still enough money that changes will have to be made. Either cutting programming, cutting schedules, cutting maybe entire local stations, cutting staff. But I was trying to think through this as far as, because there's now this huge campaign happening called Protect My Public Media, and they have all, Ken Burns, Kerry Washington. They have all. I saw Miss Rachel this morning making a plea about saving PBS, and so they're getting all these people. There's a place for you to go say what it means to you of what I think largely PBS has more of the nostalgia factor because of all the kids programming. But I was thinking about it and the impact that the local stations and the unique local reporting that they do versus what NPR and PBS as a national broadcast does. Because I would say that there's potentially more overlap with PBS and NPR nationally compared to other national outlets that exist.
Right.
Versus the unique offerings that the local stations provide, especially since we know local reporting is a dying art form.
And very challenging financially speaking.
And there's huge news deserts and stuff like that. And so not that this is going to be what they ultimately end up doing, but if you if you had to choose one or the other, what do you think actually provides more utility to the public, the local stations or the national broadcasts?
I think they both do a great job, and I do listen to the national stuff and the local stuff on occasion because we also work in radio and we also have lives.
Wait, don't tell me. Are you a fan of that show?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
So funny.
I forgot where. Oh, so I think the national provides so much content to the local that it has to exist. Yeah. Where the local,
because it's not like
they're not going to be able to do it by
has
no.
12 hours of
they don't.
original programming.
Nor did the staff to create 12 hours.
Our WUWM here.
Now, in the short term or maybe the long term, what that could do to that model, their effectiveness is maybe less national or no national and more talk on local public radio. That could be a thing. Again, as we both know, not easy to do. It's an art form. It's a skill that you have to learn over time. and it requires a significant investment in the research side of things. Not that they can't do it. It's just a whole different animal when you're not, front loading your lineup with all this national content. That's the challenge for the locals, and they're always challenged to raise money. They have the auction and all that, or at least they used to have the auction, all the things they do. National will get donations. They always have and they always will.
But I think that trickles down anyways, doesn't it?
A lot of it does, yeah. But the margins are so tight now that any significant reduction in what you get to provide content is gonna impact something. And whether that means Ken Burns goes away, I hope not, because he produces brilliant.
I almost said Ken Jennings before. I was like, no, that's the Jeopardy guy.
Although I would watch a Ken Burns thing on Jeopardy.
Ken Jennings.
And Ken Jennings, who's brilliant on his own account.
He is brilliant.
It's just it's a challenging time.
Would you be sad?
If they
are you for this? So
I don't cheerlead for them to go away.
As a fiscal conservative,
yeah.
And when looking at this rescission bill that they're trying to push through by Friday, are you a fan of these cuts when we talk about foreign aid and we talk about?
No.
Okay.
Now, are there cuts that I might be a fan of? I'd have to look at item by item.
Where would you want us to cut?
I think how we fund the infrastructure of everything we do as a government, whether that's equipment, the tools that we manufacture or we overpay for, I should probably say. Anything. Remember the famous story about the $1 million toilet or $10,000 toilet, whatever it is. That stuff drives me nuts. When we all know we can go buy a toilet at Menards for $500, and that's a good toilet, and you see the government pays $10,000 for it. Those are the kind of areas I would like to see cuts. Even the military, you could look at the priorities.
Especially the military.
Well, it's the big line item, right? It's the things that we spend money on, the wars we fight that maybe we shouldn't be spending that money. But I always want us to be well defended, and I have tremendous respect for those individuals who serve because most of us don't.
Speaking of well defended, not to totally change the topic, but did you see that there's now going to be a little bit more looking into the 22-year-old who's supposed to be keeping us safe from terrorism?
Which is a good thing.
Just a good thing.
So, my God, the choices that we're making in this administration and some of the people working on behalf of the administration and the country are mind-boggling. This dude is not a good character.
Because do you think that's still a bigger, as far as American safety, the bigger threat is a foreign adversary attacking us or acts of terrorism?
Acts of terrorism.
Still?
Yeah.
So maybe we shouldn't have a 22-year-old running it?
No. We profit or we benefit from the fact that we are a country that has water, big oceans on both sides of us. We don't have other than
and we're ostensibly allies with our bordering countries.
At least we are now. Let's hope that continues. Mexico and Canada.
I don't think either of those countries are trying to go to war with the United States.
So we benefit from that. So it sort of insulates us from all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'll predict the future when it comes to our risk. The failure of Elon Musk's Doge enterprise, and now Elon's gone, Doge still.
Failure in what sense? So that they didn't find $1 trillion worth of cuts?
That's one failure. The risk is, I should say, going forward, the availability of our data, government data, private citizens' data, has put all of us at risk. He was very nonchalant about that. He gave access to some of these young knuckleheads who may be brilliant coders.
Big balls?
Yeah, including Big Balls, who made a name for himself, sort of. One wonders.
He did. We know him by name, at least his avatar name.
But I mean, that's the risk. And there will be a story at some point in the future, just like I predicted Elon Musk would blow up that relationship, and I missed it by a week because I knew that was going to happen.
You need to get that in there.
Because it's important, because all those damn supporters of Elon Musk who are in my face all the time saying, you don't understand, he is brilliant. He will transform government. Really? Because now he's sharing Epstein videos of Donald Trump hanging out with Jeff Epstein. How brilliant do you think he is now, knucklehead? That's my point. So all that data that he shared, including Social Security data that now they have access to, these Doge folks, puts us all at risk and puts our systems of government at risk, many of the programs that most people consider essential. That's the future. That's the risk. That's my prediction. And when it happens, you're damn right I'm going to say I told you so. Because I say it right now, and I've said it for a long time. I'm going to call that one back. Remember, I said it.
Within a week.
Mark your calendar.
Got it within a week. All
within
right.
a week.
Speaking of future third-party, or maybe not third-party candidates.
Oh, my God.
RFK Jr. for president again? Talk about that after this on Point Taken.
Remember mixtapes?
Mixtape? Can you buy that at the hardware store?
It's not that kind of tape.
To make a mixtape, you would dub all your favorite songs onto one cassette.
Oh, I was more of an 8-track guy myself.
You know, the new Marshfield 7000 Sulfat Penny Mustard reminds me of the world's greatest mixtape.
We have taken the latest and greatest components of every Penny Mustard configurable sofa and mixed them all together into one.
The Marshfield 7000 is the ultimate sofa.
It's absolutely stunning.
And the comfort level is off the charts.
I definitely see this sofa going all the way to #1.
It's kind of like a greatest hits album, except you can sit on it.
The Marshfield 7000 Sofa, made in Wisconsin with a solid wood frame and hundreds of fabric and leather options, starting at just $21.26 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
All different types of injury lawyers advertise. Cartoon lawyers, bobblehead lawyers, and folks chasing ambulances with text messages. Our clients don't want or need such lawyers. Our clients know, like, and trust that Pasternak and Zergabel will help in their time of need. I'm Jeff Zergabel of Pasternak and Zergabel. Frank Pasternak and I are excellent personal injury lawyers in our community. If you need help after an injury, go to Pasternak and Zergabel at injurywisconsin.com. That's injurywisconsin.com.
Get ready for Germanfest, carnival style. Sink your teeth into Spanferkel, cheer on the tiny racers at the Dachshund Derby, and dance the night away with Vox Club, Juhe aus Tirol, and top bands from around the country. Don't miss the colorful parade, and on Saturday night, wear your best costume for the masquerade ball at the Miller Stage. Eat, drink, schunkel, and make it your tradition at Germanfest. For more information and online tickets, visit germanfest.com.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Acumen Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
Don't settle for a flimsy bank pre-approval. Get the pre-approval listing agents and sellers recognized as better than the rest. The rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from Accunet. Get yours by clicking on the blue button at accunet.com.
Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly, Continental, General, you name it, we got it.
Plus, free flat tire repair, free tire rotations, and more.
So when you're due for tire service, schedule it at richlawns.com.
That's Rich Lawns with 2 N's.
Rich Lawns.
Steely Dan on this Wednesday edition. Kristin, Brey alongside 620 WTMJ. Thanks for tuning in on this hump day. This is when I get to flex my FM, like if we were an FM station, WTMJ FM.
Turn my mic on.
Rock Jock, who I don't know why I want to aspire to that because I have very little respect for most of them. It's like most of them now they're just the dumbest people. The old ones, the good ones, the Gene Millers, the Reitmans, awesome. The new ones, here's their model. I know this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but you asked, sort of.
Did I?
Sort of. Their new formula is you know they're going to play music, so they think cleverly, find these little factoids and nuggets, mostly pop culture and mostly just weird, day of, and they put them in before the song, and they're so stupid. So now when we're driving, and I do listen to FM radio, I go, Kathy, listen to this, and then they do one of these, and I go, that is just the dumbest thing ever. No one cares about that. No one cares about you. They might care about the music, but nothing you said before that song does anyone with a functioning brain care about. That's my take on FM radio.
But was it ever not like that?
The days of Gene Miller and Reitman were incredible.
So what would they talk about before the music
They were
started
creative.
playing?
They had fun. They were talking about pop culture in a unique way, in a fun way. These knuckleheads are reading off a piece of paper something they wrote poorly hours ago, thinking it was clever, but it's never clever. Here's the sad thing.
I bet actually some of the speaking of local stations, because we were just talking about PBS and NPR, like Radio Milwaukee, so 88.9, what is the WMSE? That's at MSOE campus.
WMSE?
I know, but does it have like a name?
I don't know.
But I feel like the music they play on those stations, one is not like just the hits, like the pop culture hits.
I have no problem
And
with
so
the
I
music.
feel like this,
I love the music.
There's less like corporate overlords of like, oh, you have to say it like this, and
Yeah.
it's less structured, and there's a little bit more artistry to it. Still,
It's some weird way that those talents think they can be creative and clever, but I don't know. They're not.
The amount of things that bother you.
Yeah, I love the music.
It's just
though.
hard
I
to be
love the
you
music.
sometimes.
Yes, Jazz.
I like WMSC. I like the FM radio stations around here. I was just saying, you know what the wrist means, Steve.
I mean, it's where I'm yakking too much.
Means get on to the topic that we told people we were going to talk about.
All right,
Well, we might as well go to break and then do it.
All right, let's do that. There's some inside baseball with producer Jazz. She's taking us by our hands, leading us on our journey today. As we get back, Kristin Brey is back, and she's not messing around. We'll hear from her after this on 620 WTMJ.
I'm Libby Collins. This week on WTMJ Conversations, we talk with Maestro Alexander Platt from the Wisconsin Philharmonic. He shares some of the stories of the celebrities he's met along the way.
I sat next to Princess Margaret at a dinner party. She asked me, do you sometimes experience telepathy? Do you know what the other is thinking? No, I don't experience that at all. To which she said, well, that's very interesting because my sister and I have that all the time.
WTMJ Conversations, Sunday mornings at 11 on WTMJ.
Hey, WTMJ, Steve Scaffidi from Milwaukee Weight Loss. Somebody asked one of my teammates, did he really lose the weight? Yes, I did. The scale says so, and it said so again today, 41.5 pounds down. Yes, I started my journey in January. I'm in the maintenance phase now, feeling better, stronger, hopefully look better, more confident. If you're frustrated like I was with all the trendy stuff, the weight loss shots, maybe you hit a plateau, you had side effects, the gimmicky stuff, the meals bar shakes, there's a better way. Trust me, and that way is Milwaukee Weight Loss. It works. Simple as that. You'll lose the weight. You don't have to work out. None of the gimmicky stuff. Real results that last. I'm 7 months in now. Doctor-developed natural, help thousands of people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks. That's the hard part. You can do it. I did it. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in just a month or two. If you want to stop the yo-yo diets, all the other weird stuff, the trendy stuff, smarter, faster, safer way to reach your goals, that's with Milwaukee Weight Loss and their incredible team, great coaches. Start today. Call 262-393-2334 or go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
I'm Jim Token, representing the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. There are so many reasons to service your car or truck and buy your next vehicle at one of the 115 Adam member dealers. Adam dealers employ more than 6,500 people in southeastern Wisconsin, which supports thousands of local families. Adam also contributes to many local charities. For example, Adam recently completed their Change Your Oil, Change Lives promotion, benefiting Feeding America of Eastern Wisconsin. Over the past 15 years, they've raised over $953,000, which provided more than 3.8 million meals to people in southeastern Wisconsin, the majority being children and seniors. These are just a few reasons to service your car or truck and buy your next vehicle from an Adam member dealer instead of a national online company with no ties to our community. To find an Adam member dealer, visit adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
With over 57 years of experience, family-owned Yutka Fence installs high-quality fencing with residential options including vinyl, wood, aluminum, chain link, and ornamental fences. Committed to craftsmanship and customer service, Yutka Fence doesn't just build fences, they build relationships based on care, trust, precision, and protecting what matters most. Mention you're a WTMJ fan for 10% off your project. Schedule your free estimate today at yutkafence.com or call 262-859-3226.
You're going to love the new all-you-can-eat Saturday breakfast buffet for under $10 at the Mine Chef restaurant in downtown Hartford. It's fantastic. From 8 a.m. till noon, kids under 3 eat free. Walk on in. It's all you can eat. MineChefRestaurant.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Time to talk about this topic, but
All right.
this is from Axios, labeled Scoop. RFK Jr.'s PAC stirs, fueling speculation on a 2028 campaign. My question is, if he actually runs, does he run as a Republican now? because he was trying to run as a Democrat against Biden.
He has to.
And then he ran as an independent. And he got, I think, up to 15%. So basically, he was the most successful third-party candidate since Ross Perot. And then obviously joined brought his Maha to MAGA, and the rest is history. But would he, if this is serious, if he actually is raising money and he's kind of taking calls, I guess on one of the calls that he had, entertainer Russell Brand and motivational speaker Tony Robbins also spoke on the call.
How about Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers weigh in?
This article does not mention Aaron Rodgers. But does he run as a Republican?
Yes. But here's the thing. Like the current occupant, he's not a Republican either. So it doesn't matter anymore. You just run. There's no prerequisites or qualifiers. If you want to run, you run. And in this case, he's aligned now with the Trump administration. Donald says he's a Republican. He's not a conservative, certainly, and most of his behavior, his actions, his policies suggest that. I think this is just another example of the absurdity of politics. And he's not a Republican. He's not even a conservative, but he would run under that umbrella.
If he ran under the Republican umbrella, do you think he fares better? Because, he did create a movement on his own. And this is where, like, everyone says the problem with an Elon Musk third party is the same stuff that RFK ran into, which is like getting on all the ballots, et cetera, et cetera. So you think he has more popularity if he just runs as a Republican?
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Simple as that.
Something to watch. All right. When we come back after the top of the hour news, we have a very fun interview to talk about Build Like a Girl.
Great idea.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Maybe I can learn something. All right. Stay with us. It's WTMJ.
WTMJ, Steve Scaffidi here. Will rates go up or down? We'll know more on July 30th. That's when the Fed announces its next rate decision. Join Annex Wealth Management's chief economist, Dr. Brian Jacobson, for Instant Insight at 3 p.m. on July 30th. Instant Insight is when Annex goes live after important announcements like the Fed's announcement to help explain what it means for you and your money. When it comes to your financial future, a bit of expert insight could help you understand what's going on. Register now at WTMJ.com or events at AnnexWealth.com. July 30th at 3 p.m. live after the Fed announcement.
Tony Evers and the Madison Democrats are too weak and too radical. But the same old career politicians can't stop them.
I'm Bill Berrien, a former Navy SEAL and Wisconsin manufacturer. I'm an outsider and a businessman, just like President Trump. I'm running for governor to advance the Trump agenda, shake up Madison, and put Wisconsin citizens first.
Let's fire the bureaucrats. Hire the outsider. Bill Berrien for governor. Paid for by Bill for Governor.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Here's to time out on the water in Wisconsin. To living your best life while enjoying the lake life.
Ready?
And getting up on a wakeboard the very first try. Or not. Here's to wearing only swimsuits and wishing this perfect day would never end. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Start your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit to keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
11 o'clock, we have 79 degrees. It's going to be partly cloudy and humid today with afternoon and evening storms likely. Some could be severe. High today of 87. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Connie Weber. The recovery effort continues this morning at a quarry in Sheboygan. Crews have been canvassing the JC Quarry all morning after a 13-year-old boy disappeared while swimming with friends on Tuesday. Fire Chief Eric Montiano.
It's just too overwhelming for one to do. We just don't have the resources. We have a department size in City of Sheboygan here of about 78.
The core is believed to be up to 45 feet deep in the area of the search, limited visibility. The chief says swimming is not permitted in the area where crews are searching. President Trump says the Jeffrey Epstein case is a hoax. In a post on Truth Social this morning, he called it the new scam created by Democrats. The Trump administration's been facing backlash since the release of a joint memo from the FBI and Justice Department that stated Epstein did not have a client list and confirmed he died by suicide. ABC's Karen Travers says Speaker Mike Johnson says he wants Attorney General Pam Bondi to explain her position to keep the files sealed, but President Trump is standing by Bondi despite having said earlier the files should be released.
Even while he's saying the Attorney General has handled this very well, he says it's up to her whether she should decide to release more credible information. So he's somewhat putting pressure on her, putting it back in her court, back at DOJ, for some of these supporters who are demanding more answers and demanding the release of more files. He's saying it's up to her to decide what to do next.
Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle calling for the Justice Department to release the files to the public, a bipartisan bill trying to make its way to a vote in the House. President Trump says he's finally found a way to achieve his goal of removing Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. Powell's resisted the president's calls to cut interest rates out of concerns about the administration's tariffs sparking higher levels of inflation. But Trump indicated Powell's handling of an extensive renovation project on 2 Fed buildings in Washington could be grounds to take the unprecedented and possibly legally dubious step of firing him. Economists getting a conflicting view of the current economic conditions. ABC's Jim Ryan with the Producer Price Index.
The PPI is an indicator of inflation up the supply chain at the manufacturer level. And in June, producer prices were flat compared with the month before. Analysts say the conflicting PPI and consumer price indexes suggest that President Trump's tariffs are taking only a marginal bite out of the economy.
The Consumer Price Index released Tuesday showed a slight rise in inflation. Milwaukee County Transit System gets a new leader. Steve Fuentes was named next president and CEO of MCTS. He previously served as a regional general manager for the Chicago Transit Authority, overseeing their bus operations. MCTS is dealing with an almost $11 million budget deficit and looking to cut 20,000 service hours. The Amalgamated Transit Union Local 998 that represents MCTS bus drivers and mechanics has voted to authorize a strike. Milwaukee Fire Department helping single mothers across Milwaukee, partnering with Hope Network for Single Mothers for a month-long baby supply drive. Executive Director Ann Saavedra.
80% of our single moms in the single home are single moms, and so there is a great need for our mothers. Our average mother age is 34 with 2 young kids, so we're targeting for those moms that need it.
Baby supplies can be dropped off at any firehouse across the city. For the 4th time, the Navy Blue Angels will be headlining Milwaukee's Air and Water Show. The 2-day event will also feature F-22 Raptors from the U.S. Air Force. Waterstone Bank Air and Water Show President Paul Rogers tells WTMJ.
It just takes a lot of people to pull this thing together. And, of course, everything is parked over at the 128th Air Refueling Wing, Milwaukee's hometown Air Force. That's where we park all the aircraft. Then they take off from Mitchell Field, and then they fly into the air show box out over the water right in front of all the spectators.
The show runs Saturday and Sunday. Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. A mixed picture on Wall Street. Dow up 9 points. NASDAQ down 33. S&P 500 down 5. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather up next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time 11:04.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with a new LiftMaster or CHI maintenance-free garage door. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. A study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%. Garage doors rank first among all home improvement projects. To see Geis's huge selection of doors, visit their showroom in Brookfield, or you can also visit their online showroom at geisdoors.com. Geis has everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, you call Geis at 262-784-4250. That number again, 262-784-4250. It's Geis. Visit them online at geisdoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
In Heartland, you're going to find a focus on distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original artwork, along with tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. In Pewaukee, the focus is on kitchen, outdoor, and garden decor, and all of it is priced at 25 to 40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. National League beat the AL in the first ever All-Star Game swing-off. Brewers pitchers Trevor McGill and Jacob Mizorowski combined to toss an inning and a third of shutout baseball. Brewers resumed their regular season Friday night in Los Angeles against the Dodgers. The Bucks continued their Las Vegas Summer League schedule against the Bulls. Bucks are 1-2 so far this summer after beating the Nuggets and losing to the Cavaliers and Clippers. Team's final opponent will be based on the final standings. Packers kick off training camp later this week. Green Bay's rookies will report to Lambeau to begin camp Friday. Veterans arrive Monday. Team's first preseason game will be on August 9th at home against the Jets. Take a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. I-94 east at the ramp from Highway 67 north. The left shoulder there blocked due to a disabled vehicle. We still are working a crash on the ramp from County K to I-41 north. That ramp now is closed. Here's the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy and humid today. Afternoon and evening storms likely. Some could be severe. A high of 87. Storms early tonight, ending then mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 63. Few sprinkles tomorrow morning, then it should clear up. High Thursday 72. Sunny and 74 on Friday. A chance of scattered storms Saturday with a high of 80. And a slight chance of rain on Sunday. Partly cloudy with a high of 77. 82 in Madison. 78 in Green Bay. 79 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:08.
Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue. It's time for Point Taken. Here are your hosts, Steve Scaffidi and Kristin Brey.
Welcome, everybody. Second hour of the Wednesday show, Hump Day edition, as I like to call it. Kristin Brey alongside in the studio here, the Annex Wealth Management Studios at 620 WTMJ. Located at the Avenue, that's a lot to say. But I'm excited about this interview for two reasons. One, it's a great thing they're doing. But two, Jill Didier, our guest, who is Vice President of Business Development at Myron Construction, is a longtime friend of mine.
I'm just realizing this.
Yeah.
I'm just putting all
also
of
a former
the things
mayor
together.
Yeah.
Yes, former mayor.
So we've known each other for a long time.
Do you talk about your former mayordom as often as Steve does?
Well, no.
Okay.
I feel like that was a cold slap to the face right there.
It's an objective question.
Well, we're going to be talking about women and girls, and so I just met her. I'm going to make a connection right now with you.
All right, so that's the cool part. I'm gonna have you guys sort of tee this up because I love, as the father of two now grown women, I love this idea, and it takes women. It's almost sad that we have to do things like this because it should have happened a long time ago, into an arena where maybe women weren't represented to the full extent they should have been before. So explain what's happening. I know that it's already sort of sold out, but I imagine you'll do more of these. So let's walk through some of this stuff. It's an event that Myron Construction is holding, and I think the name is Build Like a Girl.
You got it. Build Like a Girl is something that Myron Construction has been doing at our corporate office in Neenah, Wisconsin for 9 years. But what's really super exciting is we are doing it here in Milwaukee at an active job site.
Oh.
Yes. So we're going to be having 20 girls from 17 different schools in the Milwaukee area coming together tomorrow. And we're going to take them through all sorts of different activities and go to an active job site where they're going to actually experience what it's like to be on a site, from safety to warm-ups. And then as we talk more, I'll tell you a little bit more details about what they're going to be doing.
Because the thing is, I don't have the stat right in front of me, but it's something like less than 10% of construction workers are women, right? Like it is a very, very underrepresented group?
It is. It's actually 11%.
Okay.
Is about where the representation falls. And while everybody really tries, there are a lot of different trade shows. There's different organizations for women to get involved in. We're finding that the need to go younger and younger to get girls to understand that there are these really cool jobs within the construction industry, that it's not just for boys or for men. And so we're doing our part to do something a little bit different because we want to raise that statistic.
Why did Myron decide, what did you say, 9 years ago? Or why did they decide this was something they needed to focus on? Because not every company does that.
Right. Well, we saw the gap, of course, in workforce, right? The workforce is an issue in construction for all trades and levels, but also to raise that level of women. To Myron's credit, they have a lot of women that actually work within Myron, both on site, but also within the organization, all the way up to our senior level of management. Myron has restructured over the years to make it available for women to move within the field, move within the corporate office, and be part of this amazing industry. And so by starting it 9 years ago, it's one of our ways to get girls involved and, of course, get them interested in construction.
And then last year was Myron's commitment to the Million Women of Construction Pledge, which is a national thing, part of the U.S. Department of Commerce, right?
You did your homework. Yes, that is true. I was part of that signing. The Million Women in Construction, honestly, I don't know where that statistic is now.
Okay, like right how close we are?
Right. I don't know where it's gone with that initiative, but I think it's a great focus. And I think one of the things that this type of an activity will do that I hope people will listen to and maybe others will do something similar is not only to show the women that it's, doing masonry or carpentry, but it's also technology. There's estimating, there's the ability to be on a computer, to work within accounting within a construction field. And people don't really realize that. So when we're looking at 1 million women in construction, it's not just for the fields, but it's to open their eyes to all different areas.
I want to take a quick break here. Jill Didier is our guest, Vice President for Business Development at Myron Construction here in Milwaukee, and you have offices other places as well.
We sure do. We have offices throughout Wisconsin, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and Marquette, Michigan.
If you have a question on the text line, 855-616-1620, happy to throw it at Jill and see if she has the answer, not to put you on the spot. Great program, Build Like a Girl event when is this thing happening?
It's happening tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. And it's already booked up. As we know, they do this every year, or at least looking to do these sort of initiatives. So we'll talk about that and more with our guest, Jill Didier, on Point Taken. Kristin and Steve, 620 WTMJ. Loyalty, family. Few things are more important. This is WTMJ's Steve Scaffidi and Loyal Family Renovations. They saved the day after a brutal storm in Oak Creek. Hail damage, yeah, I had a lot of it. But Jeff, Jake, and the whole team, absolute pros, made the entire process smooth as can be. Let's be honest, not everyone knows how to deal with adjusters. They handled all the questions, quick answers, top-notch customer service. In just 2 days, my roof was done. If storm damage hits, call the team that made it easy for me. Loyal Family Renovations. Visit loyalfamilyrenovations.com.
Politics, work, daily stressors. Let's take a break from all that and get centered. Christ-centered. I'm Pastor Tim Butker. Join me each week for Christian Crusaders, a broadcast that highlights the gospel, the good news of Jesus, and our belief in the authoritative Word of God. Christ-centered, gospel-oriented, Bible-based Christian Crusaders. Please join us Sundays at 6 a.m. on WTMJ. We'd love to have you worship with us.
Hey, Wisconsin, are you feeling summer? Then it's time to feel cheesy. It's time to feel good. July 31st through August 10th, only at the Wisconsin State Fair. Presented by U.S. Cellular.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Imagine that unbelievable new deck in your backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck builder. Building new decks and replacing old ones, creating that $1 million feeling every time you relax in your own backyard. Looking for a company to make your backyard scream wow? Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited's resourceful Waukesha showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Thanks for for joining us on this Wednesday edition, Hump Day edition on Point Taken. Kristin and Steve, along with Jill Didier. She's the Vice President for Business Development at Myron Construction in the state of Wisconsin. This great event happening tomorrow. Build Like a Girl. So, I guess for Wisconsin, we're talking sort of the national numbers where you said 11% women in these trades. Do we do better in Wisconsin than that number, or are we we fall in line with everybody else? Do you know? I know it's like a spur of the moment question, but
Yeah, that is a spur of the moment that I don't have the statistic on. What I can say is that I've been involved with a lot of the different attempts and organizations where I see the efforts being made. I think that word still needs to get out, again, going earlier in careers, but also just getting people exposure. But I don't know that statistic.
Because how young are the women who will be there tomorrow? Is it more middle school or more high school?
So it's for rising 7th graders to rising 10th graders.
Okay.
So that's pretty young.
what does the rising mean?
I say
it's
rising
summer.
because it's summer.
Oh, they're going.
What grade they're going into?
I've never heard that term before.
Yeah, they're going into 7th
Is that
grade.
something you fashioned out of thin air, or is that a real term that people are using?
That's a real term.
I've never heard that before.
I know she has.
You've heard that before?
Yeah.
Well, because people asked me based on the age, but if you're a senior, you can't do it. And
see,
somebody asked the specific job skill. What are we talking about specifically? Like
for tomorrow?
Or tomorrow, or just women in trades? It's all those jobs.
Sure. Let me talk about tomorrow
Yeah.
because I think this is what's really cool. So paint a picture. You've got these young girls. They're going to show up to our corporate office, which is right downtown, here in Milwaukee.
You've got a good spot.
We do have a good spot, not too far from the Deer District. And they're going to get hard hats. They're going to get, the safety equipment, earbuds, glasses, and water bottles, everything to make them like a real, true person on a job site. And then after some introductions, of course, safety is number one. After some of that, they're going to take a bus over to the Deer District where our Frank's Production concert venue is being built.
Got it.
So in all of their, protective gear, they're going to tour this facility, which quite frankly, not a lot of people out in the community have had a chance to do. So these young girls are going to see this amazing concert venue, which is exciting in and of itself. And then they're going to go to different stations where they're going to do hands-on with carpentry, where they're going to build buddy benches. And we've worked with the United Way. And so the buddy benches are going to go to a nonprofit here in the community.
Yeah, well done.
Yes. So their actual handiwork, their hands-on work is going to go help and be in a community garden for a nonprofit. And then on top of that, it's called the Guest House Milwaukee. That's where the nonprofit that's going to get
very cool
the items. They're going to do masonry, carpentry. They're going to see all the big equipment. They are going to be harnessed, and they're going to be able to get into some equipment. So they're going to see all the different subcontractors that are working on sites, which I know one of the girls' fathers works for one of the contractors. Okay. I don't think he's going to be there that day, but how cool for a dad-daughter experience to be able to see what that dad's company was doing on this venue.
I was going to ask, so what is the reaction of the actual workers on since this is the 9th time? Like, is it a day that they look forward to? Do they end the day being like, that was awesome, I want to work with more kids? Or what is kind of the reaction from the people who are actually guiding the young women?
So it's my first time for the planning, right?
Okay.
Since it's Milwaukee. So what I found being on the phone call is you could actually hear the enthusiasm of people saying, are we going to have this again? Meaning, are they going to build the buddy benches, or are they doing something else? So you could hear the people who have done this multiple times, their energy coming through. And then we have a young intern and 2 other people that are on the job site that are giving tours. And, that's breaking away from their day, but they're excited. They're putting in that effort to give that energy and fun tour to the girls and get away from their day-to-day.
How cool is your job?
I love my job.
How did being mayor prepare you for your new role? Not new anymore. You've been there for.
Bring that up.
I
right?
did. Of course, I did.
I was expecting that.
Yes.
So I really appreciate my time as being mayor. I said it was a very dynamic time. I was mayor from 2008 to 12, and what it did to prepare me for this particular role is being mayor, you're working with all different groups of people, from developers, architects, engineers, but you're also learning about the aspects of the political process, permitting process. But you're also on TV every Tuesday talking to a group of people, being filmed for all to watch. So for being here today, while I said I was a little bit nervous, it brings me right back to that opportunity to talk to people. You know, we're face to face, but I love that you opened up the question line, because I'm willing to talk about a lot of different things if somebody wanted to know, you know, something from the past being mayor too. It really did prepare me, and all of those elements came together to be in the role that I'm in now. And
I don't know if I said it on the show before, but she left in 2012. I was elected in 2012. And she was one of my mentors and helped me deal with a lot of stuff that happened early on in my tenure. So I've said it to you personally many times, but thanks for the experience that you shared with me that made me a better mayor.
Well, I appreciate that, Steve. And I think you've done a great job giving back to the community and how the different types of people that you have had on the air, and some people who I know who have come on. There's been some serious issues and that shouldn't be political, that become political, and you've given people a platform. And for that, I thank you.
I thank you. Jill Didier, Vice President for Business Development at Myron Construction. Build Like a Girl. Tomorrow, we'll have to have you back, and you got to let us know how that. And I know you always have a million things to talk about, so we'll have you back on.
We'd love that. Thank you. Tomorrow, the girls are on site around 9 o'clock.
All right. If you're a local TV station, how are you not covering this? This is like an amazing story, and I know they listen. So all those folks working in that part of the media.
They are welcome to be there. We have marketing people on staff ready to answer questions and the ability to even talk to some of the girls.
I love how prepared she is. She's got it all going. Jill Didier. We'll take a quick break here. Point taken on 620 WTMJ.
Saving for retirement was tough enough for us.
Yes, and navigating markets can be challenging at times.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we take a disciplined approach with your investments.
Tell us more about that.
We take an active approach to money management, positioning your portfolio for opportunities we see ahead.
So all your clients get the same portfolio?
No, we tailor your portfolio to your individual goals and needs.
What about communication? We don't like being left in the dark.
We check in regularly to keep you informed on the markets and your portfolio.
Which means you'll help us stay on track.
Yes, our goal is your comfortable retirement. And as a fiduciary, we always put your interests first, because we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
It's there all day, and it never goes away. I hate pain. It robs us of so much. But if you take action today, your pain could be gone tomorrow. Because at Rejuvenex, we harness the power of Toradol and hyaluronic acid to calm the inflammation and cushion joints. Rejuvenex treatments are safe, they're FDA approved, and in most cases, insurance, including Medicare and Medicaid, pays for them. At as low as $65 per injection per joint, our treatments are affordable. It's not a gimmick. It's pharmacological medicine administered in office in a simple and convenient manner. And with it, our patients have been able to avoid risky surgery and begin to stop the onset of arthritis. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and here we've made pain treatment as easy and affordable as it can be. Go to Rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
It's Gina Della. You've heard me define what makes Pella Windows and Doors different. Let me introduce you to the woman behind the billboards, commercials, and share my extraordinary journey of resilience, reinvention, and shattering glass ceilings every Saturday morning at 6:30 on 620 WTMJ and anywhere you stream podcasts for What's the Difference with Gina Della to discuss business coaching across all industries, featuring successful executives, entrepreneurs, and mentors along the way. This is a story you won't want to miss.
Crew Tuesdays are back on July 29th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in July 29th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check out your local listings to watch the game.
So, Kristin, I'm watching a monitor right now, and this is CNN. We have ABC, we got Fox up there, and NBC. There is more. I remember I used the term, there's more gold in the Oval Office than a French whorehouse in New Orleans, French-style whorehouse in New Orleans in 1920s. There's now more gold in the Oval Office than Tutankhamun's tomb in the Valley of Kings. Everything is gold in there, including his tie today. What's going on with that?
I don't know.
It's the oddest thing.
It's what makes him feel at home.
It's like wretched excess. Like, why would you do that to a very historic room? Obviously represents our country and to many other places around the world. It cheapens it for me. And every time I look at a picture of that now, there's more gold things in there. Like adding to it. It's nuts. He also had some comments about Epstein today, which he says a lot of
comments.
A lot of people
his,
disappointed him on this story.
He had before we came on air, he had a Truth Social. We figured out what they're supposed to. Are they called socials? Like what is the noun?
I just call everything
of
posts.
An individual post. All right. But he basically was bashing past supporters for their focus on what he called the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And he's basically okay, I guess, breaking ways with the people who won't let this go. Again, it's interesting to me that this could be the breaking point.
Apparently, he's just trying to push it to the side, but a lot of people, including his own supporters, aren't going to let that happen. And again, I'll remind the president respectfully that you made it an issue for years.
Do you care
about Jeffrey Epstein? Or the fact that they're lying about it?
I'm trying to think about
I care about
my
the lies.
feelings about this, because I never fell down the hole of, like, obviously, Jeffrey Epstein, everything he was accused of, everything that, well, not even accused of, everything he was charged with, what we know about the young women who were trafficked and taken advantage of, like, I care about that, and I think it's terrible, and it's something that we should continue to root out, because I don't think it's an isolated case. The conspiracy side of elites, the Pizzagate, all of that stuff. Like, I have never gone down the rabbit hole of needing, like, this obsession of needing the information that we don't know. I think I kind of operate under the understanding that, like, there's a lot of stuff we don't know. And so my feeling on this is, like, I think it was really bad. I don't think that there's any kind of crazy list that's going to, like, ruin people's lives. But
I think there's people on whatever list or whatever it is.
But do you think it's going to ruin their life?
Maybe. Depends who's on that list or whatever.
I mean, but look at how we treat people who are sexual, like, offenders. Louis C.K. is back touring again.
Yeah.
You
never really get a lifetime ban.
Who else is, like, P. Diddy's probably going to have a career after all of this. Like, that's the thing. It's like, we don't really hold people for powerful men at least, to account after what they've done comes out. I mean, maybe Harvey Weinstein's the only one who's really, really paid for what he did to women. But I just feel like once this information comes out, like, what are we going to do with it? And so I personally don't have this obsession of, like, we need to see this list. But clearly it fuels someone or a lot of people that, like, this is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
The fuel in the fire is that this individual, the President of the United States, and almost everyone around him made this a talking point for years. You can't say all that stuff. It's a classic example of what I always talk about. If you're going to talk about absurdity in politics, like this sort of stuff, don't expect when it comes back at you at some point. And that's what's happening now, and he doesn't like it. And now he's using every other term in his toolbox of weird phrases and things that he likes to say to sort of push the argument away from him and to everybody else.
But why change? This is the thing. Like, do you think there's either nothing in there, and so he's trying to just kill it?
I think there's something in there that's embarrassing to him or someone he's close to. That's what I think. And that's
but
why
he wouldn't have known that before he got back in office, didn't he? Didn't
he
Epstein,
was not smart enough.
Epstein died in 2019 when Trump was in office the first time.
And his effort to blame it on the previous administration is stupid because he was around serving in that office when this stuff was happening and going down. So spare me all that nonsense. Absurdity of politics on full display, including the gold lame Oval Office.
All right, ask
Local
us anything.
news, ask us anything. Here's the latest from ABC.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. At the White House, President Trump, before holding meetings with Bahrain's crown prince, spoke with reporters and criticized Republicans and Trump supporters who are calling for the Justice Department to release the full files from the federal investigation into convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The president also continues to claim that any so-called Epstein list of clients is fake. Here's ABC's Catherine Falder.
He somehow thinks, and he's alleging this without evidence, that the former FBI director Comey, that former President Obama somehow tainted these files. He's saying that with zero evidence, and some of his supporters are telling him to stop saying that. They don't understand why that shift in narrative.
The president says it's also highly unlikely that he will fire Powell, telling reporters that he had the concept of talking with reporters about it and Republicans, but says he's doing a lousy job. In Gaza, at least 20 are dead after chaos led to a stampede at a U.S.-backed food distribution site. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:31. I'm Connie Weber. 2 teenagers recovering after crashing their car into a tree in Menominee Falls. Police responded around 10:30 p.m. Monday night to Town Line Road and Menominee Avenue to a car that had left the road, hit the tree. 2 17-year-olds went to the hospital. Extent of their injuries unknown. Speed appears to have been a factor. A piece of Milwaukee lore could be yours for the right price. Milwaukee County Supervisor Sheldon Wasserman confirms to WTMJ a public auction for the abandoned boat Deep Thought will begin online July 22nd. Auction hopes to raise at least $20,000 to help the county fully pay off the remaining cost of removing the boat on May 6th. The dilapidated 33-foot Chris Craft Roamer vessel will be sold as is, and the highest bidder would need to provide a way to transport the boat themselves. County leaders have raised $30,000 of the total cost through donations. The Milwaukee Night Market has been canceled tonight over concerns related to severe weather this evening. Organizers say the market will be rescheduled for October 1st. The next night market will be held on Wisconsin Avenue August 13th. Time for some news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow up 13 points, 44,036. NASDAQ down 32 at 20,645. S&P 500 down 4 at 6,238. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. A disabled vehicle on the exit to County Road G from I-41 North has been cleared. Look for a little bit of slowing right now on I-94 westbound from downtown to the Zoo Interchange. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy and humid today. We could see severe storms this afternoon and this evening after a high of 85. Those showers and storms should end early, an overnight low of 63. Few sprinkles tomorrow morning, then clear skies with a high of 72. Sunny and 74 on Friday. A chance of a scattered storm on Saturday. Partly cloudy with a high of 80. And just a slight chance of rain on Sunday. Otherwise partly cloudy with a high of 77. 82 in Madison, 79 in Green Bay, 79 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:33.
WTMJ's Steve Scaffidi here. Will rates go up or down? We'll know more on July 30th. That's when the Fed announces its next rate decision. Join Annex Wealth Management's chief economist, Dr. Brian Jacobson, for Instant Insight at 3 p.m. on July 30th. Instant Insight is when Annex goes live after important announcements like the Fed's announcement to help explain what it means for you and your money. When it comes to your financial future, a bit of expert insight could help you understand what's going on. Register now at WTMJ.com or events at AnnexWealth.com. July 30th at 3 p.m. live after the Fed announcement.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Hey boaters, cruise to Kendor Marine. We've got everything you need but the water. Got an old boat, a new boat in between. Kendor Marine, a upholstery and parts, hard to find things. Kendall Marine. Hey boaters, cruise to Kendall Marine. We've got everything you need but the water. Everything you need but the water. Hey boaters, cruise to Kendall Marine. We've got everything you need but the water. Like a boat-loving kid in a candy store. Kendall Marine. If you have a question, we have the expertise at Kendall Marine. Hey boaters, cruise to Kendall Marine. We've got everything you need but the water.
Easy to find at 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin or KendorMarine.com.
Now it's time for Ask Us Anything on Point Taken. Got a burning question? Give us a call or text on the Siding Unlimited talk and text line at 855-616-1620.
Yes, that's the number. Ask us anything. I kind of expected if there's an Epstein question right out of the gates. Is it maybe, I'm paraphrasing because it's a long text, is it maybe because the list involves foreign dignitaries or foreign leadership, or maybe some of our own leaders, that maybe that's the reason?
Could be. I actually got more information because I think when Bill was here on Friday talking about how he was a state agent, and I was like, what? Again, I have not gone down these rabbit holes of what it could be. But there is something, my brother was explaining this to me over the weekend as far as where that theory comes from and why he was a plant from the government to be able to get blackmail over powerful people. Because I guess originally, like, he was a high school teacher. Like, he didn't come up in the finance world. Like, he was a high school teacher, and then all of a sudden he was like one of the most like powerful financiers. And I don't know what that transition looked like. But as far as him coming out of nowhere and being set up with all of this and like how big his house was and all this stuff, that there is thoughts that he was either somewhere in the intelligence state. This is not my words. I'm not saying that I believe this, but
I don't believe
that theory is that he was a plant in order to lure men into his island to then, so the government could have
access to them.
No, government could have blackmail over them.
Yeah, basically control them.
That is because when Bill said that, I was like, "What are you talking about?" Because he's an estate agent, and then that is a whole like fleshed out theory.
I'll say the same thing I always say: prove it in a court of law. Prove it, then I'll believe it. Because otherwise, people are just saying.
I'm not
stuff.
saying I believe it.
I know
you're
saying
it exists.
But that stuff drives me nuts because everybody's an expert on everything now, and all these stupid internet conspiracy theories. Prove it in a court of law, then I'll believe it. I think that's a decent standard.
Didn't Ghislaine Maxwell say that she's willing to testify in front of Congress? Is that you think that's going to happen?
I hope they subpoena her, and I hope she shows up because that might be pretty. We might carry that live.
I think she's appealing her case, anyways.
I believe so. Yeah, I mean she. For whatever reason, probably money and access to Jeffrey Epstein's, island and everything else, she aided in all of these horrific acts on these young women and girls. I mean, there's no way around that. So she can appeal all she wants. From what I've read, again, real stuff, real journalist accounts, not fake conspiracy stuff, she was very involved in the recruitment of these young women, which is sad on a whole. Somebody asked me, was it Monday or Tuesday? I don't know how we got on this tangent, but when we were talking about Epstein and, how this was allowed to happen all this time, because this stuff happens around the world all the time. It's not like a new thing that women are preyed on. You think that's new? It's a new development. Domestic violence happens every second. It's the reality of the world we live in. So I guess the challenge for those of us who think that's a bad thing, and hopefully everyone's raising their hand, yes, that's a bad thing, is to talk about it when we have stories like this. So as much as you may not like the Epstein story, you said this before, at its base, that's what it's about. Young women, young girls being terrorized. The
exploitation of young girls, yes.
And the other piece was, why aren't these women coming forward? Why would they want to be re-exploited again?
Well, some of them have come forward.
Some have. But I mean, I'm never going to go after the victim. Are you kidding me? They have lived a hellish existence because of these things in many cases. Why would they want to revisit that? Many of them hopefully have moved on to a more normalized life.
Some of them are no longer with us.
Yeah, and some of them, obviously, not with us. This is a totally dumb question.
Could pivot.
Do you think, how is your lawn? Mine looks beautiful. I hope you haven't been neglecting it. My lawn looks great. We had enough rain. We're getting more rain this afternoon. And here's my public service. Pay attention to 620 WTMJ. all the weather apps that you have, the ones you like, because there is some potential for some really high winds, some crazy weather late afternoon into the evening. So it's one of those days where you sort of pay attention to the weather. As the son of a meteorologist, I feel like that's my obligation. Here's another question. You think Trump is paying off Pam Bondi to withhold evidence if she releases any?
I don't think he's paying her.
No, just telling her.
Yeah, I think that's just a
I don't like this.
directive.
Yeah, don't release this. Pam Bondi, like several other members of the cabinet, will do whatever the president says, regardless if it's legal or not, my opinion.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Well, take a break.
All right.
Ask us anything. 855-616-1620. Kristin's back. You bet she is. That firecracker, as one of our listeners called her, and me. She'll answer your questions. I'll do my best after this on 620 WTMJ.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, representing the auto dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam member dealers employ more than 6,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 15th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil campaign. To date, Adam has donated over $953,000, which provided over 3.8 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
We see you out there building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help with everything you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Like 32-quart bags of oil dry floor absorbent or 200-count boxes of blue shop towels, $8.99 each. Duplicolor rubberized undercoat spray, $4.99. And new at Blaine's, AgriMaster Supreme Textured Chicken Feed, $15.99. Awards members save an extra buck. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to supper club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. They're the best in the business. They are CertaPro painters. Now's the time to get on their schedule. Their summer sales discount goes through the end of July. Do it now. They painted our house, the outside, absolutely fantastic. They're kind, they're thoughtful. They moved our patio furniture out of the way and moved it right back where it belonged. It is CertaPro painters. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. For your home or business, they're the best. Each CertaPro painters business is independently owned and operated.
When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit to keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
I'm Brett Matchke, and you're due for service.
Richlands. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em why you work.
All right, it's Ask Us Anything, 855-616-1620.
What do I think about Katy Perry?
1620.
I like her.
Okay.
She's a firecracker, too. Think about it.
All right, let me get through some of these. All
of a sudden, they all came piling in.
I know. Do we think Dave Roberts named The Miz to the All-Star team so the Dodgers wouldn't have to face The Miz this weekend?
Ooh, a little baseball conspiracy. I doubt it because he didn't pitch that. He only pitched to 4 batters. So, no.
Okay.
They put him in there because he's popular. It's a great story. This is what the MLB folks don't
What
get.
was the tweet that
NFL
I sent you guys as far as like how this lineup of this current Brewers team seems like a Disney's 90s movie?
Absolutely.
As far as like a
incredible.
manager who can't get through an interview without cursing, a like 12-year-old pitcher, like star pitcher. There was a whole like just a rundown of what the team is right now. It's like this sounds like the plot of a good movie.
All right, let's I can't read this one. Good morning. We hear so much about gun laws, both for and against. What are the actual gun laws in Milwaukee, the state of Wisconsin? Where can I find them? Sorry about the misspelling. I'm using voice to text. You can go to the state's websites, right? And
I know every town has a rundown of every state's
do this. Just Google gun laws in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
You'll get about 100 sites.
firearm regulation, gun laws in Wisconsin. Every town research and policy.
I'll answer it this way: they're not tough enough. There's too many people walking around with guns and using them as the first recourse in an argument. That's a problem. Now, there's a lot to that. Mental health plays a role, but that's not the sole motivator. It's just that's how we've built a culture now where people's response mechanism says, I'm going to shoot that person because I disagree with them. That's a bad thing. How do you fix that? You could have a million gun laws. You probably need to address that in some significant way. So that's a quick answer to that question. A goofy one, how do you, any tips for growing pear tomatoes? This person's growing them in a container. The larger the container, the easier it is. So if you're growing anything in a small container, it's almost impossible to manage the water. So I don't care if you have one tomato plant, pear or otherwise, take a barrel planter and stick that sucker right in the middle, and watering it becomes a much easier proposition. You'll have better success. And by the way, fertilize. There's all kinds of products, natural stuff.
What do you use?
You know what I'm using now? My wife loves bananas, eating bananas. I take the skins, throw them in a 5-gallon of water. Something with the potassium in those skins makes the water better as a enhancer for watering when I water my tomato plants, and my plants are lush and thick. So how about that?
So you don't use like Miracle Grow?
Not much, no. Not anymore.
Okay.
I also have a greenhouse, which the conditions are perfect. They don't get pounded on by all the rain we've been having.
Yeah.
I can manage all that stuff. Somebody asked about Ron Johnson trying to move up the ladder by basically agreeing with Trump a lot. I don't think Ron Johnson cares about any of that stuff. I think Ron Johnson cares about Ron Johnson, to be honest.
I mean, because where else would he go?
Yeah. What position is he going to get? Is he
trying to be?
He's already a millionaire.
Position? Yeah.
He's got a nice place in Florida, apparently, flies private jets back and forth to all of his locations. I know he's a popular senator. He's elected 3 times. I just think that, I've said this about other electeds, when you represent a state, as hard as this is in the current environment, you have to represent everybody. You have to listen to everybody and not having town halls, not listening to the opposition, not just berating people because they have a D behind their name. Seems like a stupid way to do that job, but that's my take on all of that. Are they selling Ms. jerseys yet? I don't know. It's a good question.
Did you get that card yet?
I have not. I'm in search of a Ms. rookie card autograph. So
you want it already autographed?
Yes, I
sure,
do.
if you just got the Ms. card, you could find a way to get it autographed.
I don't want to do that. I want to get the 1 of 5 or 1 of 25. I want the one that's really got value. Okay. All right. Your husband should be the best resource for that. So he's a card guy.
He is a card guy.
Of his many occupations. There's 18 jobs.
He's got Storm the Bastille tomorrow.
He's the...
Lucky that the storms are tonight and not tomorrow.
I think tomorrow looks good, right?
I think tomorrow looks pretty good.
Are you going to storm the Bastille?
I will be handing out water to the people who finish the race.
What time is that at?
It's a night run, so I think it starts... I think the race is like at 9, but everything... Because if you try to drive around Cathedral Square right now, everything's already shut down for the vendors and tents and stuff.
It's a cool event.
It's a very cool event. It is... I think it's the only night run in Milwaukee.
Sounds right, but someone will correct us if we're wrong.
But like some of the pictures of like people running up, like the hordes of people running up Wisconsin Avenue with the Calatrava in the background at night, like it's gorgeous.
So we missed an opportunity because the first year I did radio at WTMJ, Eric Bilstead and I did a remote, I think 2 days from the event.
Oh.
Missed opportunity given that you're connected.
Mm-hmm.
How did that not get worked out?
I didn't know our political show should be at the Bastille.
Who cares?
Days.
You can do remotes when you're political. I think some people would welcome that opportunity to glare at us because of our hot takes, smart takes. Lots more questions coming in. We'll get to those as we wrap up a Wednesday Hump Day edition of Ask Us Anything. Point taken with Kristin and Steve on 620 WTMJ.
When we're out in your town, come say hi as we broadcast live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
Anytime you hear us when we're on the road, you can find us live from our brand new mobile studio.
Whether it be Summerfest, EAA, Opening Day, Air and Water Show, wherever we may be.
You can see us on the radio, live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
News Radio 620 WTMJ.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scaffidi for QC Kinetics. I want to tell you about something. It's helped me already. I've only had one of 5 treatments I'm going to get this summer for my painful elbow injury I incurred in February. Not even sure how it happened, but it hurts. Well, QC Kinetics is helping me with platelet-rich plasma, my own plasma. It's going to help my body heal itself. They don't mask the pain. It's still there. You're not getting shots or anything like that. It goes to the root of the problem. Their cellular level treatments contain growth factors and healing properties to maximize my own body's ability to heal itself. So surgery, not an option. And this is the important part. I've talked to other people away from the show about this. 92% of their patients say they're satisfied with the result. That's not just a number. It's peace of mind, knowing that you're looking at alternatives, exploring something else, and it's working for people just like you. Doesn't cost anything for a second opinion. They're happy to provide that. You can learn more just by calling 414-285-3474. I'll go slow this time. 414-285-3474. They're changing my life and making me feel better. They can do it for you, too. QC Kinetics.
The Milo bedroom from Penny Mustard takes you back to the time of Mad Men, martinis, and mop tops.
Right on. I love Milo's clean, streamlined look. It's a gas.
Made in the USA and scaled to fit any room.
Perfect for your pad. It's totally bodacious.
Wrong decade, Arvid.
Don't be so square, man. The Milo bedroom with queen platform bed, 6-drawer dresser, mirror, and 3-drawer nightstand, starting at $52.09 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris discuss the latest Bucks free agency moves and summer league analysis. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Are you or a loved one facing addiction? The Wisconsin Addiction Recovery Helpline offers free and confidential support 24/7. Powered by 211 Wisconsin, local trained specialists can help connect you with local service providers for treatment, peer support, harm reduction tools, and more. Call 211, text your zip code to 898-211, or chat at 211wisconsin.org. Help is waiting. Sponsored by United Way of Wisconsin.
This Saturday only from the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. Enjoy 2 prime rib, shrimp scallop, and salmon dinners for just $69.99. Call and reserve your free dinner today. FoxandHoundsRestaurant.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
All right, got a few minutes. Let's take a phone call. Larry has been patient, calling from the beautiful city of West Bend. Good morning, Larry. Welcome to Ask
Steve,
Us
how you
Anything.
doing?
I'm good. What's your question?
Well, I'm just inquiring if you've had the Booyah.
I have. For some reason, I've had it a couple times.
What is it?
It's sort of like the Stewie soup thing that has a lot of... You can tell us, Larry. What do you think is in it?
Yeah, it's famous around the Green Bay area.
Yeah.
They say it's from like a Belgian origin, but yeah, it's a big, large vat of like a soup with chicken, beef, vegetables, chicken stock, a little tomato sauce in there, and it is delicious. But yeah, it's they have fundraisers and everything up in Green Bay. And Steve, last year I called in, you said you thought I was making Booyah up. I remember, right?
I think I do remember that, yes. And you weren't making up. I think I actually had it at Lambeau. Every once in a while, Lambeau does
I feel like you maybe had it at the draft this year.
That's possible.
I feel like that was when I last heard people talking about this, and I was like, what is this Booyah?
Yeah, it's possible, because I think they were serving it there.
It's a funny name.
Yeah. How you doing, Larry?
Kind of like your show. I love it.
All right. I appreciate that. Thanks for the call, Larry calling from West Bend. Yeah, it's not my favorite thing, but I'm a soup guy when the weather says soup. Like right now, not a soup guy.
Not a soup guy.
Yeah, so Booyah doesn't sound good. watermelon sounds fantastic. I love to have a like slice of ice cold watermelon right now because
It's hot.
It is warm. It was
humid when I left the house
yesterday.
today.
It's yesterday afternoon. I'm painting outside.
What are you painting?
Some old rocking chairs that are very for my wife's family. No, they're just old rocking chairs that we redid them for outside use, and they were looking a little shabby. So I'm restoring them because they're from my wife's family, and she treasures them. But I need like multiple coats. So I'm out there in this humid. Not even the best time to paint. Everything's sticky. It's like I'm disgusting. That was my afternoon yesterday. That's what I did post show.
All right.
You know, we're recording a podcast.
We are.
Yeah, you need to listen. What's our topic?
So Scotty Scheffler,
Yes.
golfer,
Famous golfer.
very good
the
golfer,
world's best golfer.
had a interview yesterday that's kind of say gone viral. It's being shared a lot as far as being the number one golfer in the world isn't that fulfilling. And I think it is a very interesting sentiment as far as the balance between ambition and achievements and what actually fills that hole in your heart some of us are constantly trying to have external validation be the reason that like, oh, I'll feel better when I achieve this. So it's kind of a philosophical question today as far as maturity and what actually leads to a fulfilling life.
I think I'll actually make you tear up on this one with the
Ooh.
sensitivity and the sort of the experiences that I've lived in my life. I think you'll probably get emotional. This may be the first YNTL that Kristin cries on. Not crying from joy, but crying from, God, that was a great thing you just said about this very sensitive
Choked up a little bit?
Yeah.
All right.
A little verklempt, as
All
they
right.
say.
All right.
Good to have you back.
I'm happy to be back.
You were missed. A lot of callers wondering, when's she coming back? Because this guy that's talking is irritating me.
Yeah. No one's here to call you on your BS when you're just here alone.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think so. So we'll do it. Should we do it again tomorrow?
Let's do it again tomorrow.
All right. Do you know where we're at? 10 o'clock, 10 to 12 here on 620 WTMJ. The news is next with Connie Weber.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be